Hello and welcome to another modeling video. This is Alan from the ModeConnerman at YouTube with another model video. Reviewing the tw-90 trigger single action airbrush OLOEY. Purchased ridiculously cheap from AliExpress with a very generic descript title optimized for quick search results. The brush arrived in a standard AliExpress parcel with a little bubble wrap, no instructions or further items. An unholy hybrid of a 4Lily W616 base with a Procon PS-275 features, or making it a trigger airgun airbrush. Designed to be mounted on a portable compressor, the tw-90, though any other would also suffice. Without an air valve, it's single action, air constantly flowing, pulling the trigger to get paint out. With an inner thread diameter of 9.5mm, it will need a valve or adapter to adjust for a 1/8 inch compressor hose, which we will address. Like any new tool, we look at the breakdown and part list schematics, then pull apart to inspect for any manufacturer defects and its general mechanical makeup and how it works. What differs from the standard high-sing pattern is the lid is threaded rather than slot fitted. The nozzle slots in and is threaded down by the crown cover, and the trigger does not protrude through down to the air input, and there is no air valve at the bottom of the input. Remove the needle first and everything else is straightforward. The trigger mechanism is a standard slide. The trigger can also unscrew from a very small bolt, but we're not going to bother with this. Take care not to lose the nozzle O-ring or it will leak and not function correctly. Broken down to our individual components, I'm utilizing petroleum jelly as a lubricant and a Q-tip for application. And we'll be swabbing out with a light glaze in the opening of the rear of the airbrush, the trigger assembly needle guide outer and its sleeves inner, to make sure everything glides very smoothly when operating the trigger to paint, and in the event of a paint leak it will mix with the lube and not stick the components together. Now for the step-by-step assembly, in case you're playing along at home, we'll be taking it slow. This cylinder gets caught on the trigger and pushes back. The prongs face outwards. Just drop in and it'll find its orientation. The needle guide trigger assembly is the same with any other airbrush. Spring goes on the needle guide, sleeve goes over, thread in with the needle guide facing in. It will slot into the prongs of the trigger tube block. It can spin around until it locks in. Here's a bit of a picture of how it goes down on the inside. It's a long thread and should screw in all the way to the rock bottom. You will know that you've got it correct once you exercise the trigger. The needle guide will smoothly go backwards and forwards. For the front end, and with a lot of care, the nozzle is dropped into the cover crown, confirming the O-ring is in and everything is centered. Guide it in and thread it down till it's nice and tight. A bit loose or O-ring seated wrong, it will leak air and underperform in airflow, not atomizing correctly. Guide the needle in very carefully. Do not push if there's any resistance. It may need to be pulled apart and reassembled again. I found there's no resistance around the packing O-ring. This sort of pattern seems to seat very easily. Thread on the needle nut to make sure that it pinches to the needle guide and will go backwards and forward with the trigger. Weirdly enough, the needle nut is actually a countersink bolt. So it's a tiny thread that screws into the needle guide, so take care, that could damage very easily. The cover and paint reservoir are then threaded onto. By design, this goes onto a portable compressor and is single action. Air will run constantly no matter what. With a spare standard 1/8 inch air valve from a Hysing and an air valve tool or tweezers, remove the brass plug from the input, and the assembly of a O-ring brass rod and spring will come out. thus converting the valve into an adapter. Threaded on, air will pass through, and now this can be operated on a standard hobby air compressor. The parts are very cheap to purchase individually from most platforms. Thread on the 1/8 inch hose. I'll be using the Hausching pattern air compressor. The makers behind Hyacinth, Iwata and every generic brand. This is a single action and the air valve is non-functioning. It will always bellow air no matter what. I'm testing with pre-thinned lacquer hobby paint to a watery viscosity, around 15 psi. Again, I do like this assembly of nozzle. The atomization is super fine with no spluttering. The gradient fade is seamlessly smooth. No orange peel or spluttering. Very decent for priming, gloss coating and wet base coats. Just like the others, the control is great. If anything, fantastic. All the way from very fine lines, gradually thicker and heavier line weight, all the way to colouring in and much larger lines. It doesn't look it, especially when you're holding it in the hand without the hose. Once you've got something to hit the back of your palm, it becomes quite comfortable to hold, and I do have to admit the trigger is quite attractive for easier and non-hand cramping long airbrush sessions. You could, but I wouldn't use it fine work, as I much prefer the top-down trigger to aim and do detailed, intricate work. Pulling the trigger all the way back, you have a massive flow of paint that colors in the surface very rapidly. Even though not recommended, it is nimble enough to do all sorts of effects and shapes such as the dots, S and other patterns with great comfort. Not so much accuracy or control. Being a bit plasticky, but not as rattly as the 4Lily version, the alloys and plastics do feel very cheap. On the other side, the patterns and performance is performing equally to a very high-end airbrush like a Badger or H&S. A very controversial view, but handling both. It'll do the same thing, but feeling differently and different maintenance regime. Due to its decent flow rate, cleaning and maintenance is very easy. Using gun cleaner, I wipe out the cup, pour a little bit in, cover the top and jet bubble the paint mixed with cleaning solution and spray it all out in a tissue. A second round of cleaning results in only clean thinner coming out, making it a very rapid process to change colors or finish up and store for the day. With my experience, turnaround was just under a minute. An update from the previous 4Lily airbrush review. These are becoming popular, and aftermarket and replacement parts such as nozzles, O-rings and cups are available and very affordable. Marking this down as a very highly recommended airbrush, especially for those with a tight budget and loving the portable battery operated compressor rigs. Converting a valve, which is not very hard and only costs a couple of dollars, will make it compatible with most rigs. It's very affordable and can get quite a bit of range and use before breaking down, and really ideal for those in a budget or lower economic areas. I personally would not even be ashamed to be using this in a professional or public capacity. The best aspect is definitely the atomization and how smooth it operates. Larger paint reservoirs can also be got for it, though they sometimes do come with certain models. Not much negative to say about it, worth a look in. That concludes the video. Really enjoyed making this. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time, stay tuned for further content and we'll catch you guys next time. Please consider checking out the description section for other social medias and projects that I'm working on off channel, and we'll catch you guys next time. See you later.